Hi everybody, Tony here from Outdoor Therapy. Recently I've had just some things between work and family obligations and things to where I haven't been able to get outdoors as much to get my therapy. So what I resort to sometimes is getting onto the internets, and late at night I'll be surfing some of those websites. But you know, the ones where you can buy stuff, which gets me into more trouble than maybe the other ones would. But there's ones out there, Amazon and also Geek and Wish. But a couple weeks ago, I got online and I was looking for something. They had a survival tool, which was a shovel that kind of had multiple components to it and looked kind of fun, something to throw in your truck or your backpack. I went to look and it was about $150 and it had recently been discontinued. So as I was looking around, I resorted to go on, it's geek.wish.com. And yes, the stuff does come from overseas, and yes, it takes a little bit of time to get there, maybe anywhere from 5 days to 3 weeks, maybe even more. But you can get some decent deals on things if you just want to try it out to play with it before you invest in something more so. Anyway, that's what today is about. I got myself an entrenchment tool, survival tool that is kind of fun. I just got it. I have not yet used it. This is not quite an unboxing, but in a sense is an unboxing. I just pulled it out and thought I'd do a video on it. And let's go ahead and get on this, and I'll share with you this survival tool. All right, this is a little bugger right here. If you can kind of see, and let me just kind of put my ruler up next to it there. So what do you got? About 10 inches by about 7 to 8. Just widest part, and it is just about a couple inches deep. The whole item here weighs probably about 2 to 3 pounds, but this is the tool in its collapsed down form. As I said, it does come from overseas and one of those, I think, from China places. However, I see that it is in the Soviet time. Multifunction shovel with random Cyrillic characters that I would assume probably says multifunction shovel too. But did not say that when I was ordering it. Rather than the $158 that I saw elsewhere, this guy cost me $34 plus 13 shipping, so $47. So anyway, not too bad. I'll go ahead and break it out here and kind of show you. It does come in this, it is not a heavy-duty Cordura. It is thick, feels like it'd be durable, can't vouch for the seams. Again, I haven't had it out much. It'll probably blow out at some point, but I am impressed with the weight and the machining of the items in here, which I'll get out in just a second. This is modular, and so it does come, and I don't know if I can get this out one-handed. So let's go ahead and try that. Yeah. So if you can kind of see, it does have the size of kind of like your average military-grade shovel. It comes in this pouch that, kind of it's weak Velcro, but, hey, for $34, I was looking more at what's in it. So from here is you can kind of tighten this up, whether or not you want it to be, let me see, which way am I doing here? I'm doing it backwards. There we go. So I could do it this way, or I could have it at the 90-degree angle to use it more kind of like a pickaxe. This guy here, it's, it's got some heft to it. Like the knurling and the machining here, it is, really strong. It's got the end here, so that way you could use it for a saw. This end is sharpened, so that way you could use it as an axe. It looks like it would do the job, to go through dirt. You can kind of see the beveling here. This thing secures down. It does not have a rattle to it. I'm impressed with that as far as, kind of beating it around a little bit. But I think this is, will do the job here just for, some simple, again, digging and trenching. If you need to get through some ice, what have you. But again, I like that you can have it kind of, at that little, 90-degree angle. So that way, if you need to use it kind of as a pick or digging and, kind of dragging out some dirt. But from here, they've got different items that you can kind of screw on. This is for obviously the butt end. It does have a little bit of a lanyard on it. You know, I'd say minimalist compass. This guy here, you can use it either as a walking stick, so they show it to where you can kind of put this cap on one end and then use these items, so that way you can use it as a walking stick, you know, walking stick, aka weapon if necessary. Inside here too, let me see if I can kind of undo some of these, you know, one-handed, because they do have kind of a gasket on them. So I'm taking this off. So this side has, which is interesting, whistle. So survival whistle, not too loud. Ferro, and also has a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver that you can actually insert in, let me see, in one of these. I believe it is in that one. Or is it in, nope, I stand corrected. It is, there it is, right there. So if you need yourself a screwdriver, you can insert that guy. There it is, in there. So that way you can, you know, be able to do some very modest and simple repairs. This guy here would go in there, and you can screw it in. So that way you've got yourself a little bit of something to hold on to if you're using this for a fire starter. This guy, let me see if I can pull him out. Yeah, there we are. As you can see, is a blade, a bottle opener. They say this is a fish scaler, but just the feel of it here alone would also be good to kind of saw down some small twigs, what have you. And you can also use that part there with your ferro rod. I am holding the camera with one hand. So in here, I just left that little piece of paper in there. But you can screw this in, I believe, this end, if you need to, which is kind of hard to do one-handed. And if you can see, kind of, you know, make these into one long item. Again, it's I've already kind of screwed all these items in, and they fit very secure, very snug, and I'm really impressed with that. It's just kind of hard for me to get that on there with one hand, and I don't want to slice my finger open because I think that'd be funny to sit here and bleed in front of you. But let me put this together, and I'll kind of show you how it all goes together into one unit. But it is interesting how it is modular. It's got the, again, whistle, ferro rod, screwdriver, little pokey thing that you can use for a weapon, walking stick, what have you, bottle opener, knife, fish scaler, and or mini saw. Also does have, you know, this guy for the compass, and you can put this end on a variety, you know, if you wanted to make that a little bit longer. So it is modular, but let me go ahead and put this thing together and kind of show you a couple different ways that you can use this. Okay, if you can see here, step one, nasty, pokey, weapony thing. So again, the knife, once it's in there, I mean, it's really solid. They do have little gaskets in the machining in here, so that way it does kind of hold it on. You can kind of see the one exposed there from when it screws inside of another. But just for one, for the more menacing, and it's got a nice knurling to it too, so that way it's just like, feels just like holding a barbell, like when you're doing a bench press or what have you. So, and it is heavy. I mean, it's got some heft to it. So I am impressed with the quality. It doesn't feel like some cheap aluminum. Like this sucker would get the job done. So that's it. Idea for, you know, weapon / tool. I saw them do that, but that's that one. So onward and upward. Here is the fully assembled entrenchment tool. So you can see about 12, 24. It's about 30 inches overall. So, you know, you can get some good, you know, some good traction on this. Some of them are kind of, you know, smaller. This one, I mean, again, it's just, it's solid. I like how it's got the, you know, the grip that goes all the way up, so that way you can definitely use it. It's got a little of the bend here, so that way if you need to, you know, to step on it as you're using it. But again, I'm impressed for $34 just for a survival tool that again has all the other amenities in it. So let me see. I think they did kind of a final walking stick kind of weapony kind of thing. Let me see if I can pull that one together, and we'll wrap this up. Yep, and here's the end. About a 15-inch kind of a billy club. If you can kind of see here, it's got the little pointy thing. Yes, you're still going to have the compass, but I did need to take the end off here. As you can see, is when this screws into one, it fits up inside there. So that's pretty much what's missing. But anyway, the Chinese Soviet shipped to America cheap entrenchment tool. Yeah, it's worth 34 bucks. I mean, it feels nice and solid. Maybe I'll do a little something on it when I'm outdoors using it, but I'm confident it can hold together. I may be wrong, but I don't feel bad for 34 bucks as opposed to if I would have spent the 150. The only difference on the other one was at the end you could screw on and have a little bit of a light, but you know, I figured for the extra $100 and some, just I could get my other lights out. So anyway, I'd say, you know, thumbs up. Go to geek.wish.com. Multi-function shovel. Yeah, give it a try. See what you think. Anyway, that's it. And Tony from Outdoor Therapy wrapping it up and saying so long.